The Great Global Reset. Lately, you hear a lot about the Great Reset. So what is it and who's behind it? Do you find the idea of a Great Global Reset rather vague or suspicious? Is this about a big change that will reset the global order of life on Earth? Stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it. Welcome to the World Econ News. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and hit the notification button to get updates and information about the latest international economic news items. Before I elaborate on the mysterious and maybe scary-sounding term, the Great Reset, please allow me to take you for a tour into the world of global cooperation and coordination between the super-rich, celebrities, powerful corporations, NGOs, governments, and civic society organizations. There's a very interesting international non-governmental organization located in Switzerland called the World Economic Forum, or WEF. It was established in 1971 by Klaus Schwab, a German engineer and economist. No, it's not an international consortium of philanthropists seeking to help the children and the vulnerable. In reality, it is an NGO that is mostly funded by more than 1,000 member companies, mostly rich corporations. It also receives some funding from various governments from around the world. So what is the World Economic Forum all about? Well, according to its mission statement, it's all about improving the state of the world by engaging business, political, academic, and other leaders of society to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. Okay, that statement did not clear up all that much, so I'll try to simplify it for you. The WEF wants to create a globalized world that is managed by a coalition of multinational corporations, governments, and civil society organizations. The WEF is not a political force, but rather a combination of a well-funded, organized, and progressive all-in-one diverse think tank, consulting services firm, and lobby group with the goal to lead the world into a brighter, peaceful future. The WEF is extremely interested in convincing every single government, high-ranking politician, NGO, civic society, religious leader, and corporation in the world that the future of humanity and the planet depends on international cooperation and coordination to create a so-called healthy world with regulated capital markets, better wealth management, prevention and peaceful resolution of international conflicts, and aggressive tackling of environmental problems. They are famous for their annual meeting every January in Davos, a mountain resort in Switzerland. This annual meeting is usually attended by the organization's 1,000 paying members and another 2,000 selected participants, including investors, business leaders, political leaders, religious leaders, economists, academians, celebrities, and journalists. All the research, ideas, initiatives, and concepts behind the Great Global Reset, or redesign, were formulated and created by the World Economic Forum. So, what is the Great Reset? The Great Reset is a proposal by the World Economic Forum for a wide-ranging reform that extends across economic, social, geopolitical, geo-economic, environmental, technological, health, and international conflict concerns. Let me be clear here. Everything about this Global Reset initiative points towards a major change of attitude amongst the leaders of the West. See, the liberal and conservative leaders of the West have been obsessing for a few decades now over how the world must westernize. This concept or idea of westernization was historically used by the old European empires in justifying imperialism. We now live in a new age of internationalism, capitalism, globalization, free markets, space exploration, and modern technology. The global economy has become increasingly interconnected in a very complex way. For example, a decision by a central bank or major corporation in one country can have global or regional ripple effects. This Magnificent progress in the past 100 years had its effects on the environment and created great pressure on the planet's ecosystems. Hence, the Great Reset aims to facilitate the transformation process into a new era in this new age by helping both rich and poor nations adopt new economical and financial strategies that further integrate the global markets while tackling the environmental issues more aggressively. The Global Reset Initiative by the WEF is by design a manifesto that consists of a clear strategy for the world to exit the competitive mentality by nations, corporations, and the super-rich, while taming the old feuds and imperialist agendas through increased globalization, cooperation, coordination, dialogue, and focus on ending excessive inequality while also aggressively tackling environmental issues such as pollution and climate change. Here is an example. In 2020, the Forum published a report named Nature Risk Rising. In this report, the Forum estimated that approximately half of the global GDP is dependent highly or moderately on nature, and $1 spent on natural restoration yields $9 in profit. Another example of the global acceptance of the WEF concept is the historical attendance by Western and non-Western state leaders, such as President Xi of China, Modi of India, and Al-Khamenei of Iran. Allow me now to present to you some of the top items on the recent list of issues that require immediate global mobilization, according to the WEF. Number 1. The environment and pollution levels. Number 2. Extreme weather, failure to act on climate change, natural disasters, biodiversity losses, and human-made environmental disasters. And number 3. Data fraud or theft, global governance failures, and asset bubbles. Now, allow me to explain to you why some are suspicious about the WEF's intentions with the implementation of the Great Reset. The nature of the WEF membership requirements, selection process, work strategies, structure, exclusiveness, elite backers, and its Global Reset Manifesto all resulted in opponents from both the conservative and liberal camps. The World Economic Forum is in many ways an exclusive club for the rich elites, celebrities, the academians, religious leaders, heads of states, corporate CEOs, heads of NGOs, and high-ranking politicians. Hence, there are no common people or people democratically chosen involved. This wide array of VIPs with a global agenda is one of the reasons some people believe that the WEF is a front for an elitist organization that's only interested in profits and power. The WEF is an elitist, rich, well-funded NGO that does not pay taxes. This is a factor for anger among some critics and their followers. The organization's terrible choice of location for its massive annual meeting in the winter resort of Davos, which is a semi-exclusive tourist and ski resort for the super-rich, seems to cause quite a few suspicions of the organization's intentions. The organization is also sort of secretive about its internal structure, finance, members, and a few other things. The cost of its annual meeting and the related security expenses by the Swiss government also made and continue to make some Swiss citizens uncomfortable footing the bill. The Swiss government cut some of its funding to the organization. Experts interpret this move as the Swiss government's way of saying, pay for the security and other related expenses from your own pocket. And of course, there is the issue of democracy. Despite the organization's lack of real political force, it's still widely accused of following a decision-making process that is undemocratic. If WEF is successful in implementing their plans, it means that only this group of people who are not democratically chosen will rule the world. The WEF does publish all its research, recommendations, initiatives, aims, and goals to the public. Nevertheless, the secret parts gained it a bad reputation. The WEF has been actively engaged in mobilizing its network of members and followers for the purpose of creating more international cooperation and coordination in tackling COVID-19. They believe that the world can deal with the after effects of COVID-19 by adopting the Great Reset and activating a new era that is better and healthier for all citizens of Earth and the planet. Others believe that the WEF, with all its members, are either behind the pandemic in order to push through the Great Reset plans, or using it to their advantage and profit from it. Like, for instance, AstraZeneca Corp. It's one of its funding members. In conclusion, the Great Reset is a comprehensive strategy created by the World Economic Forum, a group of rich elites, powerful leaders, big business leaders, etc., for the purpose of moving the discussions about the upgrade of capitalism and the global economy and financial system and globalization from the dialogue and ideas box into the implementation process. The vision of the WEF is unique and widely accepted by corporate, civic, and government leaders from around the world, which we have already started to notice the effects from. And some are rightly suspicious about their intentions and don't feel comfortable with the fact that this group, who has gained and is gaining immense power worldwide, is not democratically chosen, and the meetings that they have are not live-streamed or filmed for everyone to watch. See the World Econ channel or click on one of the videos that show up now if you want to learn more about relevant international economic topics, or hit the subscribe button or bell icon to stay updated and notified when new videos are online. That's it. Farewell, be cool, stay freaking positive, and I'll see you in the next video.